Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you to our lecture today. But I warn you, after this lecture, you will question your thinking and your decisions every day. But I would like to start with two experiments which will demonstrate you our topic. Welcome to our first experiment. First of all, I would like to introduce our participant, Mr. Ingo Prime. Welcome, Mr. Prime. It is a pleasure to have you here in our lecture today. Please answer my following questions as quick as possible. Which color has snow?
White.
Which color has cream?
White.
Which color has a cloud?
White.
What does a cow drink?
Milk.
Really, Mr. Prime? Of course, cows drink water above all else. Perhaps you felt the same way and thought of milk first because milk is white. But shortly afterwards, you will hopefully have noticed that you answered wrong. Through the questions and their common connection to the color white, the pattern white is activated in our brain. The reason behind our wrong answer will be explained later on. But first, let us have a look on a second experiment. Our second experiment has to do with music in a supermarket. We observe our test person. For his date tonight, Mr. Manipulation walks through the supermarket and looks for a good red wine. In the background, a traditional Greek song is playing, but very quietly, so that Mr. Manipulation not really is aware of it. After a short thought, Mr. Manipulation reaches for a Greek wine, although he usually prefers Spanish or Italian wine. After shopping, Mr. Manipulation wonders why he entrusts the success of his date to a Greek wine today. Maybe this has something to do with the music? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in our class. Did you wonder what a milk-drinking cow has to do with the wine selection, or were you even fooled yourself? Both Mr. Prime's answer and Mr. Manipulation's wine selection were influenced by certain stimuli and in some way manipulated. We call this effect the priming effect, and we will now take a closer look at it. First of all, a short definition. Priming describes the influencing of our thinking by preparing a stimulus-response scheme, whereby the initial stimulus activates certain cognitive and affective memory patterns and makes them more cognitively available. These can be called up more quickly and easily for a judgment, decision, or reaction at a later time, and are therefore more likely to be used than non-primed memory patterns. The target stimulus is the reaction that the priming effect is intended to elicit. The target stimulus and the priming effect should be thematically related to each other so that an association can and is likely to occur. The preparatory stimulus influences our behavior, our decision, and our perception. Even our state of mind, the feelings, and our performance can be influenced. Often this manipulation of our thinking happens even completely unconsciously, and we are not aware of it. This should make clear the importance of the awareness about this effect. As the famous psychologist Daniel Kahneman differs between two thinking systems, we are able to attach the priming effect to the system 1 thinking. It is responsible for quick reactions, responses, and calculations, and works with the associations and memory patterns. So in the system 1 and the priming effect, the activated pattern or knowledge influences our decisions, feelings, and behavior as it has been made accessible with less effort by the priming stimulus. The called priming effect goes back to the American psychologist John A. Mark. In his popular Florida experiment, he observed that a group which first had to work on tasks with word lists related to the topic old, afterwards walked a certain distance more slowly than a group which had to work on word lists with the topic young. Conversely, it could be observed that a group which was instructed to walk 3 minutes slowly did rather identify words associated with old out of mixed words than words which can be associated with young. Priming can meet us everywhere in our daily life in different ways. We can be influenced by words, pictures, smells, or even music. Actually, everything we perceive, even if this happens unconsciously. There also exist different sorts of priming. We mainly differ between the affective priming, the semantic priming, the response priming, or the media priming, but that would be too detailed for this lecture. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you really enjoyed this manipulating lecture. What you should learn from it and apply in your daily life is that we can be influenced and manipulated in almost all areas of our daily life, especially in the areas of marketing, sales, and negotiation. Many primes are used to influence our behavior and decision making. So please be aware of the existence of the priming effect and always try to re-question yourself what information is provided to you before you have to make a decision or react. As homework, please have a look on the following sources and ask yourself how you could use priming in your daily life and especially in financial topics. Have a look on this experiment at home and have a nice week. Bye.